Yo, what's up, friends? Listen, I did not at all expect my last video to blow up the way it did. I really didn't. I thought it would do kind of well. I didn't expect it to do as well as it did. But what's clear about why it did so well is that there are so many of us feeling like we need to make extra money. Either we are unhappy in our current jobs and we want to make money while we try to move to another job, or we want to turn something into another job, or so many of us have been laid off and need to make money to take care of ourselves, or so many of us are underemployed and just not making enough to either take care of ourselves, live the life that we want, or reach our financial goals. And so a lot of people are looking into side hustles. And you all asked some really great questions underneath that video. And so I wanted to dedicate a video solely to answering the questions that you all asked under the video. Because again, you guys asked some really great questions. So let's do that, shall we? First, I'm gonna get this intro out of the way. My name's Labria Jones. I'm a woman navigating life in her 40s, determined, fully determined to live this one and only life as fully as possible. And I'm sharing the things that are working well for me or not working well for me, and things that I'm learning in the hopes that it helps you too. If you're into that, feel free to subscribe. I also need to take a moment to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my YouTube channel. I am floored. I really am. I don't even know how to react, really. I mean, the channel went from, I think, 6,000 to over 10,000 in just 2 weeks. And the number of views has been insane. And so I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me and choosing to spend your time watching the video, but even more for subscribing. So thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. And I hope we have a lot of fun together. And I hope we learn a lot from one another on this here channel. I also have to say that I really love the comments. Y'all make it really fun to be here on YouTube. So I think I'm gonna stay. I think I'm gonna stay on YouTube because y'all make it fun. Okay, let me stop running my mouth and start answering your questions. So I have my computer right here. I'm literally gonna go through the questions and try my very best to answer as many of them as possible. I don't wanna make this video too long, but I'm gonna try to answer every one of them as best I can. And here's what I promise you. If I don't know, I'm gonna just tell you I don't know. Or I will try to direct you to where you can get better information because I'm not an expert on everything. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so I'm gonna start with Maliam72 asked, she said, where should I start? It's a big question. Where should I start is a very, very big question. It really just depends on what it is you want to do. She mentioned that she was looking at mystery shopping. She's starting a podcast, sharing her experience that God brought her through. And she's heard so much about side hustle jobs. It's hard to know where to start. Thank you for the video. Well, thank you for commenting. Maliam72. Okay, so there's a lot in there. I'm going to answer the general question of where do I start? And you listed a number of things. There's so many videos on YouTube about people who have like 15 side hustles, 8 side hustles, 20 side hustles, 19,000 income streams. And even the video that I shared shows that I have a lot of income streams. And so it can be very overwhelming trying to figure out, well, how do I start? Where do I start? So you're trying to figure out what's going to make you money, right? You're trying to figure out what you're most interested in. And then you're trying to figure out what's going to get you to cash the fastest. And so those are a lot of decisions to make. And I think a lot of times for people, because you have so many choices, you don't make any choices. Does that make sense? Like you're just overwhelmed with choices that you're wondering, how do I pick the right thing, right? How do I pick the exact right thing to get me where I need to be? Here's my suggestion to you. Remove the pressure of having to pick the right thing and try to figure out what would you like to try first? Because it's all experimental. At the end of the day, everything that we're doing is pretty much experimental. I don't think, regardless of what anybody will tell you, I don't think that there's anything that's, surefire. Like you're absolutely going to get rich off of this. It's guaranteed you're going to get rich off this thing. And so I think it's a matter of what would you like to try first? And deciding what you would like to try first, I think there's a decision tree that you can go through, right? So one thing that you can consider is, do I have the time and the money to invest upfront into whatever the side hustle is? So if you're already working 60, 70 hours a week, you're probably not going to have a whole lot of time to start a side hustle where you're doing hair or where you're making clothes or, you need something that doesn't require a lot of your time. If you don't have a whole lot of money to invest up front, then you're probably not going to say, well, I'm going to go buy real estate, or I'm going to go buy a business, right? And invest in that. You're going to be thinking about, how can I make money at a low cost? The second thing to consider when you're thinking about where do I start or what to do, the second thing to consider is, do you need your side hustle to fulfill something for you? Because in some cases, people are doing side hustles not just to make extra money, but because they need a creative outlet, or they the work that they do every day does not feed their passions, does not feed their soul, and or is stressful. And so some people do side hustles merely because it's something that feeds their soul. It's something that they feel like they can put out into the world that represents them and their creativity, or it's something they just really enjoy doing, right? So the second question you need to ask on that decision tree is, do I want my side hustle to serve solely the purpose of making me money, or do I also need it to be something I'm interested in and that I enjoy? So the other thing that I think to consider on what to start first is, what are things that I already am good at, right? So what's something that's going to be a low barrier to entry that I already have the skills for? I don't have to go out and learn something new, or things that I already have at my disposal as well that I can lean into. Those are some of the things that you can think about to help you narrow down the options. Because the truth is, people make money doing all kinds of stuff. Like, we live in a time where people literally make money selling air. Y'all have seen this, right? I'm not telling you to go sell air, please don't. Unless you can make money doing that, I ain't gonna knock it. But there's people selling farting in jars and selling that. I mean, excuse me for being crass. That's pretty gross, but that is something people are selling. People sell feet pictures of their feet. I'm not even playing, but we live in a time where people make money doing all kinds of things. And I think a lot of times when we're presented with so many options, it's hard to pick one. And so I'm hoping that what I just did was give you a few things to consider to help narrow this down. But the truth is, you do not have to put pressure on yourself to figure out what the exact right thing to do is. Think about what you'd like to try first. Try that first. If it works, if it feels good, keep doing it. If it doesn't, do something different. I'd say make a list of what are the 10 things I'm most interested in, and start with trying, start with learning, start with testing, start with just trying things out. So that's what I'd say. Hopefully that's helpful. I will tell you, I'm going to do another video on how I started my side hustles. And so that will be posted as well. So look out for that one. Whew, I feel like I just talked a lot already, and that was just one question. Lord. Oh, Celeste Ramsey. Whew, Libria. What does your time management look like? How do you even have a job? Thanks so much for sharing. Girl, I don't have a job. I'm just playing. I did. I had a job for a very long time. So I have always been a multi-passionate hustler. I'll say it that way. I've always had multiple jobs. There was one point in my life where I only had one job, and I lost that job, and it's super uncomfortable. So it is my nature to have a job and then be doing something on the side. That's just who I am. I believe very strongly in multiple streams of income. I would love for those other streams of income to be a lot more passive, but I do get a lot of fulfillment from doing and creating. And so, just like I said earlier, some people do side hustles because it feeds their passions. I really do like creating and doing and sharing and stuff like this. So I probably I'm just going to have a side hustle like that. We just have to accept that. It's just who I am. Managing these side hustles and working is definitely something that comes easy to me because I like doing this stuff. So that's one thing. But the second thing I'm going to say is, I think a lot of the things that I do probably take less time than you think. I mentioned that I do brand partnerships. I'm not doing a brand partnership every single day, right? So I'm doing brand partnerships. I actually don't do a lot of brand partnerships. Thankfully, the ones I've done have been very lucrative. So I haven't had to have a high volume of them. I've only done maybe 3, maybe 4 brand partnerships this whole year. So that doesn't take up a whole lot of time. in the moment in doing it. Like when we're in the space of doing it, it can take up some time. It's a very set amount of time where we're working on this for maybe a month or something like that. That's not my entire year. And so a lot of the things that you saw me talk about in that side hustle video are things that are like not constant throughout the year. So trip facilitation, I'm doing that for 10 days. Leading up to that, we do maybe 1 or 2 calls. I've got to send some emails and maybe post some things and, follow up with some people on submitting their information, but it's not that taxing, if that makes sense. I will say the thing that takes up most of my time, and took up a lot of my time, let's say that I had to juggle when I was working, was mainly creating content, to be honest with you. And that's creating content for my Instagram, for YouTube, and for quick commuting for my actual company. And so that also included hosting live workshops and commenting in the community and writing emails for our weekly email newsletter and recruiting people to come and do workshops for our community and, all that kind of stuff. That did take up a lot of my time. So that was the bulk of the time that I would spend on side hustles. Quick commuting / content creation, general content creation. Those were basically my part-time jobs. And I'm not going to pretend like it wasn't a lot of work. It's a lot of work. That is a lot of work. I will say when I was really good at it, I would set schedules for doing things. Like when I'm doing it really well, I would set out schedules. So like on Monday, I'm going to focus on marketing tasks. Tuesdays, I would do admin stuff. I would focus on admin work. And then Wednesdays, I would focus on actual content. So I would script videos and then build out our content plan. Thursday, I would do partnership and customer stuff. So I would answer customer emails and reach out to people to be guests and to host workshops with us. And then think about products for customers as well. And then Fridays, I would do finance stuff. Saturdays, it would be all filming. I would carve out Saturdays and Sundays for filming, editing, and scheduling content. I would do all that in between my day job. And I will say I now have the luxury of not having a small child. My daughter is 21 years old. But I've been team doing the most since she was a little girl. When she was 12. When she was 12, I planned a trip around the world for a group of people. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I took a group of people around the world for an entire year. In 2016, I put together a program to take a group of people around the world for a year. And I had a full-time job while I was planning that. So again, I've been on team doing too much for a very, very long time. But how I balance that with work is just day-to-day prioritization. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I know that, my day job comes first. This is what pays my bills. This is what covers my health insurance. And so I try to be really efficient about getting my work done during the day, and I maximize my downtime. So I have always been really good about using the downtime to do the things that I say I want to do. So if I say I want to take a group of people around the world for a year, then in my downtime, that's what I'm focused on. I am not going to say that I don't watch TV and I don't hang out. I don't spend time with friends. I don't go on dates. I still do all that stuff. I just juggle and prioritize. I'm going to have to actually do a focused video on how I prioritize and juggle multiple things. I'm going to try to figure out how to do that so I can give you a more direct and thorough answer, because I could talk about this by itself for 30 minutes. Dang, that's only the second question. I've been talking for 20 minutes. I don't know how we're going to get through all this, y'all. Let me have a sip of coffee. Hold, please. Wanda Glover 93 asked, how do you get into Airbnb arbitrage? First of all, hey, cousin. My parents' last name is Glover. My mom and my dad's last name is Glover. So, hey, how you doing, cuz? How do you get into Airbnb arbitrage? So I got into Airbnb arbitrage being lucky. I got lucky. I'm going to just keep it real. Your girl got lucky. Now, I will say, a lot of people have been talking about manifesting, and, part of me is like, manifesting is like, woo, woo, woo. But I do think that there's something to it when you add action with manifestation. And so let me tell you what I mean by that. I have been wanting to get into Airbnb arbitrage for years. I used to watch, I don't know if you guys know Noelle Randall on on YouTube, but I used to watch some of her videos, and she would talk a little bit about Airbnb arbitrage. Not a lot, but a little bit. I listened to a podcast every day called Rookie Real Estate. I have been listening to this podcast for 3 or 4 years now. That's what I listen to while I'm in the gym. And they talk about Airbnb arbitrage in there from time to time as well. And there's a few people I follow on Instagram that talk about Airbnb arbitrage. So there's that. Where was I going? Oh, I'm trying to get to this manifestation thing. So I have been surrounding myself and feeding myself real estate information for years, immersing myself in real estate information for years, because I really want to get into building a real estate empire. Like, that is a goal of mine, to build an international real estate empire. And when I got to Tulsa, I had started looking into Airbnb arbitrage. So I was looking at most people get into Airbnb arbitrage by renting a place. That's how most people get into it. So they find a place to rent, and they get an agreement with the landlord to allow them to put the place on Airbnb. And so I started looking into this in Tulsa. I found 2 places that I was interested in. Anyway, that's how a lot of people get into Airbnb arbitrage, okay? In my case, it didn't work out for me because I just kind of stopped looking after that, but the desire was always there. And then in April of last year, I was tired of telling myself I was going to get into real estate. I was tired of just talking about it. And I was like, I need to put myself in a position where I am uncomfortable. And when the opportunity comes along to take advantage of a real estate investment, I'm already ready for it. And so I put my house up for rent and decided to just figure it out. So from April to November, I was just bouncing around to friends' houses. I was house sitting. I was also traveling as well. And so I didn't really have anywhere to stay from April to November. But again, I was house sitting. One of my friends let me sleep on their couch. One of my friends let me stay at his house. And then I also would visit friends. And then I was also traveling. So I had somewhere to stay, but I put myself in a position where I took an extreme, I made an extreme decision. I consider that pretty extreme. Like, I'm just going to not live anywhere for a little while and just figure it out, because I wanted to push myself to do the thing I kept saying I was going to do, right? So if I'm in an uncomfortable position where I don't have anywhere to lay my head every single night, then I'm going to be more tuned in to real estate opportunities as they pop up. Because my actual goal was to buy a duplex and house hack, stay in one side and rent out the other side, such that it covered the cost of me living there, so I could be there for free, right? So this is a very long story to get to this manifestation thing. So in November, when I came home for homecoming, I was talking to my mom about this property that she had, and she's been talking about needing to make money from it for a long time. And she mentioned that her tenant was moving out. And so I was like, and she was like, oh, well, you can move in there if you want to. You can rent it out. And I was like, I don't want to rent it out. Why don't we put it on Airbnb? So this was an opportunity for me to take advantage of Airbnb arbitrage. So I did get lucky. I'm not going to negate that at all. I also do believe that I put myself in a position to be ready for this opportunity when it became available. Because had I still been living in my place in Tulsa, I would not have had the money to pay to get the floors redone and pay for all the furniture in here and things like that. And I would not necessarily have had the flexibility to just move in here and update the place while I was here. And set it up. And so, yes, I got lucky that this opportunity was brought to me, but I also do believe that I put myself in a position to take advantage of it by making that leap. That is the longest answer to your question. How people get into Airbnb arbitrage. Most people get into Airbnb arbitrage through renting. So they will rent a place. They will ask the landlord or propose to the landlord. There's a couple of options they can propose to the landlord. One can be something like a revenue split where, hey, you could probably actually make more money on this from this Airbnb situation, and I'll split the revenue with you, right? So that's one way you can offer it. The other way you can offer is to say, I'll pay more in rent. So if you think that the Airbnb is going to be very lucrative, you can actually offer to pay more rent than the person has it posted at. The other thing that you can do is propose to a landlord that you're going to take care of all the maintenance. Like, if you allow me to do this, I will handle all the maintenance and I'll take really good care of your property. you can give the landlord confidence that you're going to take really good care of their property more than a normal renter would, because you are also trying to make money from that property. And so that gives them like a different level of confidence about how you're going to manage and maintain their property. But one of the things that you can offer to sweeten the pot for them is that you won't hit them with maintenance requests. Those are some of the ways that people get into Airbnb arbitrage. And here's what I'll do. I'm going to find a rookie. The Real Estate Rookie is the podcast that I listen to. I'm going to find an episode on Airbnb arbitrage, and I will post it in the description box for you to check out. And maybe see if I can find maybe one or two other resources for you. Okay. Okay, girl. Cause I'm not an expert. This is something that I'm interested in and something that I'm also learning about as well. So, if I get another one, maybe I'll do a video about that. But, that's how I've heard people get into Airbnb arbitrage. That was like a whole 18-minute answer to your question, Wanda. I'm sorry. I'm never making it through these questions, y'all. Okay. Someone asked, I'm struggling and overwhelmed at where to even start. Do you have any advice for someone that has never done any of this? A good place to start as far as making money the easiest but quickest to use funds to do more. Trying to do this from a financially broke space is extremely difficult, but I know it can't be impossible. Janice 2.0, I love you. I love you for saying that it can't be impossible. It has to be possible, right? I think that's the key right there. Like, I don't want to glaze over the fact that you said it has to be possible. It has to be. That is honestly one of the biggest barriers to people making money, is believing that they can do it, right? Believing that it is possible. And I also want to honor the fact that you said you're struggling and overwhelmed, and that you mentioned being broke. I do want to honor that, right? Like, at the end of the day, a lot of people are really struggling, right? A lot of people are not out here just trying to get rich so they can show off on Instagram and be on, in first class and have nice bags. People are just trying to take care of themselves and take care of their families and put money in savings and be able to afford a good lifestyle, right? And everything's getting so much more expensive. And so I just I've definitely been there as well, without turning this into a, woe is me conversation. I've been there and I feel you. At one point, I was really, really struggling. I just didn't have a whole lot of money. I was unemployed. And I started doing this make money every day challenge. I call it MME challenge. And I was like, every single day, I want to make some money. I don't care if it's $1. I don't care if it's $3. Like, I want to make some money every single day. And so I was really like deep diving into ways to make money. I was doing surveys. I was sharing affiliate links to different products with my friends on Facebook. Like, every day I was trying to figure out a way to make at least $1. And I called it the MME challenge, the Make Money Every Day challenge. Oh, I should start that challenge. That should be a thing. But some of the things that I did were, like I said, I did surveys. I had joined a few surveys and focus group organizations where I would participate in focus groups or I would participate in surveys. And I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't making a lot of money. Like, sometimes I do a survey where I make $20. Sometimes I do a survey where I made $1. Sometimes I do a survey where I made $5. But I literally had a spreadsheet. I probably still have that spreadsheet. Actually, let me see. I probably still have this spreadsheet, y'all. Let me go to my Google Drive. Hold on. I probably still have this spreadsheet. I'm not even joking. Make money every day. Oh, I see it. Wait. Make money every day? Yes, make money every day. May 11th, 2017 is when I created this. Look, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. I'm going to show y'all this. I think I'm screen recording. Yes, I'm screen recording, so I'll be able to show you this. This was in 2017. Your girl was broke. I was at the end of my year abroad, and I had lost a lot of money doing that thing. It was cool. It was fun. We loved talking about it. I lost a lot of money, and I was struggling. I was like, how can I just make some money? So on April 30th, I posted a book. I was in a Facebook group, and I had shared a link to a book on Amazon. This really good book that I read. I shared it on Amazon. 2 people bought the book. I actually documented what I did to make money every day. So I made $1 off of that on April 30th. On May 1st, someone used my Amazon link to sign up for a free trial of Audible. So I made $5. On April 15th, no, on May 2nd, April 15th, on May 2nd, I posted a link to this thing called Flex Job. So this is affiliate marketing, and made $15 because somebody signed up. On May 3rd, two people signed up to Digit. I don't know if you guys remember Digit, but it used to be this app that did automatic savings. And I posted it to my Facebook page and 2 people signed up. On May 4th, I did a sign up bonus on Cash Crate and I completed 2 surveys. I got $7.40. On May 5th, I completed 2 surveys on Cash Crate. I made $1.70. On May 6th, I did a sign up bonus for Inbox Dollars and completed a survey. I made $17.94. And so I kept up with this for a few days and I made $77 in 10 days. It looks like 11 days. 11 days, I made $77 just doing that. This is my Make Money Everyday Challenge. I might create a Make Money Everyday Challenge. Y'all stay tuned for that. When I was thinking about answering questions like how to make money quickly, I want to be careful about sharing get rich quick ideas. Okay. I think there's a lot of people on YouTube doing this. You could literally do a search on YouTube for how to make money or how to start a side hustle with $0 or how to make money fast. And there are thousands and thousands of videos about it. There really are. In fact, just because I clicked on one thing on Instagram about how to start making money with $0, my Instagram feed is now full of these videos. Okay. I don't think that there is a scenario. I don't think that there are many scenarios where you make money without having to put something out there. There are definitely low cost ways to make money. And I'm going to tell you a few of them. So I wrote some down. Because I wanted to be intentional and thoughtful about this. And so I did write down a few. I did save a few of these. And I saw a few things on Instagram that I thought were compelling. I have a few friends that do some things that I think is interesting. And I'm going to share the things that I saw on Instagram. I'm going to share the links in the description box for you too. Okay. But here are a couple of things also. I don't know if you remember in my side hustle video, I said that I made t-shirts and mugs. It didn't cost me anything to do that. Like it cost me nothing to do that. There are services called print on demand. You can go on Canva. Okay, let me tell you how to do this. You can go on Canva. Canva is completely free, y'all. And you can create designs and then you can go on print on demand sites like Printful, Printify, and there's more. Do a search for on demand printing products. And you can upload your designs to different products and then you can sell those products as well. And so the t-shirts that I sell, I don't do anything. Like I literally don't do anything. I don't market them. And every once in a while, someone lands on my website, they see the t-shirt and they sell it. But I didn't do much. I didn't have to outlay any cash to do that. Canva, again, is free. Printful, to sign up for Printful, Printify, or any of these on-demand printing services, also free. What happens is when someone makes the purchase, they take part of their payment out of your purchase. So I will say that the margins can get squeezed because they're going to take a fee for the actual printing and the shipping. They're also going to take a fee. Your payment processor is also going to take a fee because like you might have to sign up for Stripe or PayPal or something like that. And your payment processor is going to take a fee. And you didn't spend any money. You just spent time designing the shirt. And so you can do print on demand services as well. So my mug, the coffee mug that I sell on my website, the coffee mug that I sell on my website and the shirt that I sell on my website, I didn't spend any money to make that. I just spent time. Same thing with my planner. So the planner that I sell, the planner that I sell on my website, I didn't spend any money to do that either. I created the planner in Canva, dropped it on my site and sold it. And I just set up a mechanism for people to download it once they buy it. And now some people are going to say, but it costs to have a website. Actually, there's a site called Gumroad that is free. You only pay if you sell something. It's called Gumroad. You can put your products on there and you don't have to pay unless you actually sell things, is my understanding. So a couple of other ideas. So I just mentioned t-shirts and mugs. I saw a woman on Instagram. I'm going to post her video here and I'll post a link to it in the description box. She has a phone case business. She goes on Canva, creates a design, goes to Printify or Printful or something like that, puts it on a phone case, and then she puts this on a website and she sells those. People do the same thing with templates. There's a woman in my Airbnb group who makes like $3,000 a month just selling templates for her Airbnb. You know how you walk into someone's Airbnb and they have a book? So I have a book for my Airbnb. I have this sign. Hold on, let me show you the sign. Ooh, oh, Lord. Y'all, that was, that was a lot. Okay, so I have this sign in my Airbnb that just says, "No shoes, please. Guests, we've provided slippers in the white basket." And it just tells people not to have their shoes on. And it tells service providers to put shoe covers on. I also have a sign on my fridge that kind of explains what the star rating system is on Airbnb and asks people to give us a 5-star rating. There is a woman in my Airbnb group on Facebook who sells these templates on Etsy, and she makes like $3,000 a month because nobody wants to create that themselves. But a lot of people have Airbnbs and they want that stuff in their Airbnb. This other woman, I saw on Instagram today, she sells cute pajama sets, and she does the same thing that I do with t-shirts. So she goes on to Canva, creates these really cute designs, and then goes into like Printful or Printify and uploads them to like a set. And she sells that. Doesn't cost anything to do that. You have no overhead aside from the only thing that you really got to think about is what is your mechanism to get it out to people, right? To make sure that people know that you have a product to sell. And I think it's always a good idea to start with people you know. Start if you post on Facebook, if you post on Instagram, start with who you already know and share it with them first. Those will be your first customers. So I think those are some easy ways to get started without having to put out a lot of cash up front to get started to make some money. I think, honestly, there's a lot of ways to make money without spending a whole lot of money up front, especially if you have a skill as well. Like if you have a skill, something that you know how to do, you can offer that service starting with, again, people you already know. I got my first project management client from posting on my Facebook that I do project management and I would love to help somebody with a project. Actually, honestly, most of my project management clients have been people I already know, have been my friends. They've been my actual friends who needed help with whatever. Somebody asked, what is trip facilitation? I mentioned in the Side Hustles video that I have done trip facilitation for a friend who runs a travel business. Trip facilitation is really, if you ever go on a group trip, there are usually people there managing the trip, right? So they're making sure that you are where you need to be at all times. They are directing you and guiding you through the trip. They're answering your questions. They are making sure you're aware of the itinerary. They're making sure that you're safe and that you are where you need to be at all times. That is trip facilitation. So a lot of people are getting into hosting group trips. I've been doing group trips since 2016. Again, I took a group of people around the world for a year. I hosted 1-month workations in multiple different countries as well. And I also ran a community called Wandering Moms for women who love to travel with and without their kids. And I did about, I want to say, maybe 10 group trips with that organization and with that community. So I've done a lot of group trips. I have a lot of experience running and facilitating group trips. And so when my friend decided she wanted to scale her business and she needed other people to go on her group trips, she asked me if I would help her out since I have experience doing that. But there are companies, very large companies, who run group trips. There are companies like, I want to say, what is the name of that company? Contiki. Contiki, Contiki. They do a lot of group trips. They are a massive organization. And so they may be hiring group trip facilitators. I think Remote Year also hires people to do group trip facilitation as well. I would say do a Google search for group trip facilitation, maybe community manager, travel community manager, or something like that, if that's something that you are interested. You could also consider running your own group trips as well. I would really love to become affiliate marketer. How do I start? So getting into affiliate marketing is actually pretty cool. And I think people assume that you have to have a large following to get into affiliate marketing. You don't. You do have to have a large following, or you will need a large following to make a lot of money doing affiliate marketing, but you don't need to do it to start. So The cool thing about affiliate marketing is that you saw when I shared my Make Money Every Day, I made a little bit of money doing affiliate marketing just by sharing on my Facebook page. And so one of the things that you could do is a lot of the products that you use or the things that you buy, if you sign up for their affiliate program, you can just start to share that with your friends, right? So if you're out somewhere and your friends like, oh, I really love that sweatshirt. Where did you get it? You can be like, oh, well, let me share the link for you. I bought this on Amazon. Let me share the link for you. Well, if you have the Amazon influencer, if you sign up for the Amazon influencer program, you can share the actual affiliate link. And if they buy it, you will get affiliate credit for it. There's affiliate marketing. There's a wide range of affiliate marketing. So you can do affiliate marketing even with your bank. You might be surprised that your bank may offer referral codes for people to sign up for your bank. For instance, my bank will pay me, I think my bank pays me $50 for every person that I refer that actually opens a bank account with them. Is it 50 or is it 75? I think they boosted it up to $75 per person. Anyway, all that to say, just by referring people to the things that you currently use, you can do affiliate marketing. Now, if you want to expand on affiliate marketing, it will be about generating a following, and you can do that a number of ways. So let's say you decide to start writing a blog post. That's something that you don't have to be in front of a camera all the time. You don't have to be an influencer or anything like that. You just have to be really good at search engine optimization. And there are people who make good money just from blogging, just from posting blogs. And the wonderful thing about affiliate marketing through blogs is that it's pretty much evergreen. Like you could stumble upon a blog today that was written 5 years ago and still it has, active and valid affiliate marketing links in there. Okay. Some people do things like write small ebooks and they embed affiliate marketing links into those ebooks as well. And then of course, the affiliate marketing that you're exposed to the most is through content creation on social media. So people on YouTube will share links to things. People on Instagram will be like, comment link if you want to see where I got this watch, right? And then they'll send you the link to that. So that is one of the biggest ways is to build a following as well. But if you want to get started, just start signing up for referral programs and sharing things with your friends so that you can get used to how this works, right? And find ways to make it organic. So for instance, when I started sharing Digit, I probably made a good $1,000 off of Digit. And that was pretty early on before I had a following. Before I had an Instagram following or a YouTube following, I was just sharing it with my friends on Facebook. When I shared Digit, it was because I had used it and it worked really well for me. And so I was like, y'all, I have stumbled upon this thing and it is saving me money. I am not a good saver. I am not a good saver at all. And this thing has saved, over $300 for me in the last X number of days. And so I shared it, but I also said, if you sign up, you get $10 and so do I, right? You get X number of dollars and so do I. And next thing I know, I'm getting checks in the mail for Digit. Same thing with this program called Self. At the time, it was called Self Lender. I ended up getting a 30-point boost on my credit score using this program. I don't want to go into detail about what Self Lender is. I will put a link in the description box so that you can look into Self. But basically, it had helped me raise my credit score. And so I shared it with other people and other people signed up for it. And I started getting money from that. And then I was like, oh, well, I've come up with a bunch of ways to make extra money. Let me write a blog post about this. So I wrote a blog post and then I included a bunch of affiliate links in that blog post. And then people started clicking on those and signing up for it. And so I started making money. So I started making money from affiliate marketing before I had a following. So I know someone else in the comments was like, oh, you have to already have a following to make money in affiliate marketing. You don't. You should start as you are building your following so that as you are building your following and they stumble upon that content, those affiliate links are already there. So you can start now. And we all start somewhere, right? None of us woke up with 1,000, 10,000 followers and subscribers. None of us did that. We had to start somewhere. And so I think it's smart to, if you want to get into affiliate marketing and you want to grow your audience, it's smart to start doing both of those things at the same time. You don't have to wait until you have a huge audience to start doing affiliate marketing. Someone asked about coaching. I'm looking for remote work at the moment. I would love to have you as a coach. Do you have any open availability? So right now, I do not have open availability for coaching. I only open my books for coaching once or twice a year, but I will be opening them very soon. So if you follow Quick Commuting on Instagram or YouTube, or you are on our Quick Commuting email list or in our Quick Commuting Academy, in our community, our free community, you can join that at any time. That is where I will post when we open up my coaching. And I have a really, really cool thing coming out for the beginning of the year. We're doing this whole new year, new job challenge where I'm going to do a cohort for 6 weeks where we're just going to focus on very specific work. And I do mean work and taking actual actions to help people get remote jobs. And I will meet with that group every single week. So that's going to start in January. So all that to say, if you join, I think the best thing for you to do is join the free community and get on our email list so that you can be aware of when I'm going to start doing some more coaching. What will you do for health insurance and benefits? Good question. I'm going to purchase health insurance and benefits. So one of the things that I am working on in my plan for how I'm going to make money and get revenue is understanding my costs. Health insurance is pretty expensive. And one of my friends actually told me about this plan that's a month-to-month plan. She's been an entrepreneur for years. Oh gosh, she's been an entrepreneur for like 10, 15 years at this point. And she recently told me about this plan that's month to month. So you don't have to do open enrollment and don't have to be locked in for a whole year. But all that to say, I am assessing healthcare plans right now. Right now, I just pay for doctor visits out of pocket. So when I went to the doctor recently to talk about hormone replacement therapy, I just paid for that out of pocket. My daughter had to get an eye exam. I just paid for that out of pocket. My dentist has a membership program that she offers that works similarly to health insurance. So I'm signing up for that. And I am looking into some health insurance options. But one of the things that I'm doing is when I'm thinking about, the money that I'm going to make over the next several, months, over 2025, I'm thinking about how much does it cost to run my life? And one of those costs is health insurance. So in my mind right now, I have a gauge of about just the health plans that I've looked at are between $600 a month for myself. And if I add my daughter, we're talking maybe $1,100 to $1,200 a month, which is pretty friggin' expensive. So in my mind, it's just a matter of how do I make $1,200 a month to cover health insurance? Like, what do I need to do to make $1,200 a month to cover health insurance? How many planners do I need to sell? How many people do I need to sign up for a paid community? How many of my courses do I need to sell to make $1,200 a month? So that's how I think about that. Someone said, while I appreciate this, most of these things you have to be at a certain level to do. You have to have money to be in real estate, an audience to have brand deals and speaking engagements. Very inspired you can do all this, but would love to hear about what you do when you're not at that level yet. Where do people find the people to pay them at these things? Okay, so I do want to say that I understand the sentiment. I think a lot of times, you guys can see my laundry over here. Ignore the laundry. If you mind your business, you won't even see the laundry. Okay. Okay. So, I understand when you are looking at people that are at a certain point, there's this, well, you're able to do this well because you already have. And I do want to remind you that none of us, I didn't wake up with a following, right? So there are things that I did to get to that point as well. And honestly, a lot of it is what people have been saying over and over again on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. It's consistency, just sharing consistently. And so you're right. You don't just wake up and get speaking engagements, but there are a lot of people who are getting speaking engagements without a huge following. Actually, a lot of the speakers that I know, one of my very close friends, her name is Deetra Giles. She's done 3 TEDx talks and she makes so much money speaking. It's not even funny. And her Instagram following is less than 10,000, right? And so, but she's built up a career and built credibility through her career and gotten speaking engagements. And so, yeah, there are some side hustles, and a lot of the side hustles that I shared that I do are things that you have to build over time, for sure. But I also think that being worried about the fact that you're not at step 10 will also keep you from even getting to step 10. Yes, I had to build a following to get to a point where people are offering me speaking engagements, but I started somewhere. And so the question for you is, where are you going to start? And by no means do I think you need to do the side hustles that I'm doing. That video was really just me sharing what I've been doing and what has kept me from losing my mind being unemployed. By no means did I share that video saying, you better do what I do. In fact, I think I said that at the beginning of the video. And I don't think that that's what you're implying at all, to be clear. But I hoped that at the end of the video, I shared some ideas for how you can start your own side hustle as well. I brought up this question specifically because I wanted to address the concern that a lot of people have around looking at someone's year 5 and being discouraged that they're not already there, and so they don't start. I've done it, trust me. I've looked at people's content and been like, oh, like Ali Abdal's content, I love his videos. I absolutely love his videos. I don't have any of them cool transitions and icons and camera angles, and so I was like, why even bother, you know, doing the YouTube stuff if I can't do all the things that he's doing? But if you go back through a lot of his old videos, they're crummy. the videos are dark, you know, he wasn't as confident on camera. And so it's just a reminder that everybody started somewhere. And if I am so worried about his year 10, comparing his year 5 to my year 1, or comparing his year 5 to my day 1, then I will never have a day 1. I will never start. And so I would suggest focusing on what I said at the beginning of this video, thinking through the things that you're interested in, the things that you have the time and the resources to start. And the key thing is just to start, right? Just to try something. All of this is experimental. All of this is experimental. And then when something works, you just keep doing it and you keep learning more and you just kind of keep going with those things. So I just encourage you to think through what you would like to try first and then go try it. Someone else asked about affiliate marketing, and I already answered questions about how to get started with affiliate marketing, but this person asked specifically, give more nuggets on how you were able to make $20,000 on that one affiliate marketing that you did. Okay, so someone else also asked, how do you get into affiliate marketing for courses as well? So in this case, in my case, I'm gonna tell you my case and I'm gonna tell you someone else that I know that has done this before as well. So in my case, I was already teaching people how to get remote jobs, right? So I was already sharing a lot of content about how to get remote jobs. I was sharing it on Instagram, YouTube, and then I was hosting masterclasses. So like, you know, people could sign up to come to a masterclass via Zoom or something like that. And the person who started offering this course was actually a friend of mine who I encouraged to create a course for some of the work that she was doing. Because she would share tidbits and stuff like that on Facebook. And I was like, girl, you need to make a course. Like, go make a course. So once she made her course, she realized that some of her content was very, the target market for her course and her content was the same as my target market. And so she asked me to help market her course. So that's how I got into that. How I made $20,000 is her course is a very high value or high ticket. Her course is a high ticket item, and therefore the affiliate percentage or the commission was high as well. And so I just put a lot of work into making sure that people knew about her course, and I could drive people to her free challenge so that they can learn about her course. And the keys in this relationship are that, one, we had similar audiences. So it was easy for me to come in and share the benefits of her course to my audience, because my audience were the type of people who were looking for, you know, new jobs and jobs that they can do from anywhere. And her course provided that as well. So this was mutually beneficial for both of us, and we had similar audiences. And then I honestly, if I talked about the logistics of it, I actually put together a marketing plan to approach this. And to make sure that people got the message and signed up for her free course through a number of channels. So one of the things I did, there was a time where Instagram was really pushing trending audios. And so I posted a couple of Instagram videos that kind of went viral because I used trending audio. The other thing I did was we did some YouTube lives where, we answered questions about her course and talked about what she was doing. We did another YouTube live with actual people who were successful having taken her courses, which is also important because people need to hear success stories. And it's one thing to see testimonials on a website, but it's another thing to be given access, live access to people who are success stories and can answer questions and talk about their experience directly. So I put together basically this marketing plan that entailed multiple touch points to get people interested in going to her course. So that's how I end up making $20,000 in a year from her course. And I think she did 2 launches in that 1 year. So let's say I made 10,000 each off of those. Oh, and I also did email marketing too. So I was growing my email list by providing I think at the time I had the free ultimate guide to remote work. I actually still have that guide if anybody wants to sign up for it. But this free ultimate guide to remote work. And so I would share about that and people would sign up for my email list to get that free guide. And so now I have this email list that I can tell about this course for affiliate marketing. And so that logistically is how that worked. Now I know someone else who used to do affiliate marketing as one of his business, as his business. But he would do ads basically. So what he would do is create social media ads sharing about courses that he was earning commission on, if that makes sense. Even if you don't have an audience, you can create ad campaigns around courses and affiliates. So in this case, I had a relationship with her. So she asked me to sign up to be an affiliate. There are some courses that you don't have to have a relationship with people to be an affiliate. And there are websites that you can sign up for, like Udemy and Skillshare and things like that, that you can sign up for a referral bonus. If you find a good course on there, you can go and start to advertise those courses as well. But like I said, this one guy friend of mine, he actually would create ads around courses. He would sign up for their affiliate link and then he would create ads around those courses and get people to sign up for those ads. You can reach out to course creators and ask them if they would be willing to have you as an affiliate. I would say if you're gonna reach out to course creators and ask them if you can sign up to be an affiliate, come with some information about how you are going to market their course. The good thing is, if you don't sell their course, it doesn't cost them anything. So it's a benefit to them to allow you to be an affiliate. The only downside, as a course creator, the only downside of allowing people to be affiliates is you don't necessarily control how they market your course. The other piece is the back-end administrative of trying to manage and monitor people's affiliate credits, like how many sales did they actually get, and then making sure that you pay them out. So there's a little bit of added administrative work. But yeah, absolutely, reach out to some course creators. If you know course creators or you've taken a course or you've seen some courses that you really like, why not reach out to see if they offer commission for affiliates? Oh man, I think I made it to almost all the questions in this long video. Someone asked, what did I do for a living to make $200,000? I was a account director for a software consulting company. So basically, if a company buys software, we actually sell services to set that software up. And I managed client relationships, and I also helped close deals as well and help try to expand our footprint within our existing clients. So basically, if we had a client, I tried to sell them more work, and then would make sure that whatever we sold them, whatever projects we sold them, that we actually executed on, and I helped them kind of strategize what the next project would be as well. So that's what I did for a living. This person also asked if I have a degree. I do. I have a BS in business administration, and I also have an MBA. My focus in my MBA is finance, but I ain't worked in finance in a very long time. But yes, I do have a degree. And okay, so I think I answered pretty much all of the questions that were asked. I think I did. I hope I did. I know people are still watching the video and posting comments. Thank you so much for that. Thanks for engaging. You guys have really made this a fun place. And I like talking to people. I really like answering questions. So maybe in the future, I'll do like some Sunday live sessions where we can talk live and I can answer your questions directly. In the meantime, in the video that I'm referring to, I mentioned that I'm hoping to make over $100,000 next year. And someone made a comment, PI1901, I think that's your name, said this video was super helpful. Given your goal of 6 figures for 2025, would love a planning video on how you will approach that. Genius idea. Genius idea. Thank you for making that suggestion. I thought this was an incredible idea, so I did make a video about that very thing. It's called Path to 100K, so check that video out. And thanks for stopping by. I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.